everybody, this is Blade Cross EXE, and welcome back to Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney! Wow, it's been a long time since we played this one. But I've not forgotten about it. I'm just now getting back to going and playing it again. I'm gonna go ahead and throw an apology out there real quick. Just in case the audio isn't very good on this video, it's because I'm using my new laptop. My old laptop, which you've seen in my unboxing videos that I've done for the DS and 3DS, it finally just up and died. And it had, like, all of my capture software on there for the 3DS and Nintendo DS, etc. It had, I forgot what it's called. Stereo Mix, I think it's what the driver is called, and that is what you needed to run the audio capture from this into the computer. But for some reason, my computer can't get it. I've tried and I've tried, so what I'm doing is I'm actually having the capture card run a auxiliary cable from the headphone port to the microphone port, and it worked during testing, but it was a little bit loud. I'll try to fix that in post. We'll see how it turns out, but regardless, we're back with Phoenix Wright Ace Attorney, still on the same chapter, and yeah, so part of the reason that I'm getting back into this instead of doing one of my other projects is because anything that I had was lost on that computer. I can get it because it's still on the hard drive, it's just going to be a little bit because I need to get an adapter. That computer's in the shop, and I'm seeing if somebody can fix it. If not, then, well, I guess you'll get a video of me smashing that computer because it finally just drove me crazy. That's story for another time, though. But yes, we are continuing with Turnabout Samurai, and let me actually grab a stylus real quick. Okay, got my stylus, now let's continue. We are in the court session of this, I believe. October 18th, 10 a.m., District Court, Courtroom Number 4. Court is now in session for the trial of Mr. Will Powers. The prosecution is ready, Your Honor. The defense is ready, Your Honor. Very well. Mr. Edgeworth, your opening statement, please. The prosecutor will show the court that the 2:30 p.m. on October 15th, the defendant, Mr. Will Powers, killed fellow actor Jack Hammer in Studio 1 of Global Studios. It is impossible for anyone else to have committed this crime. The evidence presented during the trial will all point to this fact. I see. Very well. I would like to move on to the testimony. Mr. Edgeworth, the prosecution may call its first witness. Very well. I call the most familiar face, Mr. Detective Gumshoe, to the stand. Good old Gumshoe. Detective, if you would briefly describe this case to the court. Yes, sir. I'll explain with the guide map here. To understand this case, it's important to grasp the layout of the studio, see? This here is the employee area. The actors did a run-through of the action scenes during the morning here. This is the main gate to the studios. The security lady that works at the studio is here at 1 p.m. on that day. Past the security station is this gate here, see? And past that are the studios. And here it is, Studio 1. This is where the scene of the murder, where the body was found. Now, on the day of the murder, October 15th, there were only 3 people here. The victim, Jack Hammer, the defendant, Will Powers, and a young woman, the production assistant. All production staff were in the employee area until noon. Then after lunch, the victim, Jack Hammer, went to Studio 1. Right after that, at 1 p.m., the security lady got to the guard station. Now jump ahead to later on that day, 5 p.m. The production staff came to Studio 1 to perform a rehearsal. Needless to say, the rehearsal was cancelled. The time of death was 2:30 p.m. The samurai spear was found lodged in the victim's chest as the murder weapon. That's the case in brief. Anyone like to hear that again? Should I listen to the whole thing again? No, we got it the first time. I think I can probably remember all that. So the murder weapon was a spear. How medieval. Samurai spear added to the court record. Good. Your Honor, this case is a quite simple one if you ask me. And that's the question. What did the security lady at the guard station see? Sorry I'm messing up the dialogue. I'm actually looking at it on my computer instead of the DS because the screen on the 3DS is still broken. Haven't got it fixed yet. Understood. Let's call the security officer to the stand. Will the witness declare her name?
My, aren't you a handsome fellow? I'm afraid I'm a bit flustered.
Your name, please. Oh, dearie, no need to be embarrassed. Just call me Grandma. Your name, please. Calm down, Edgeworth. Seems Edgeworth has a bit of trouble getting his witnesses to say their name.
Wendy Oldbag, dearie.
You can just call me Grandma. It's practically my name. So even when I was oh yeah, she speed talks. I forgot about that. There's one boy captured at the junior chess club. Way back described. Objection! I object to the witness's talkativeness. Objection sustained. The witness will refrain from rambling on the stand.
I'll just get into the good part, dearie.
Perhaps we can get the testimony. Now, the witness was stationed at the main gate on the day of the murder, correct?
Yes, I was.
To get to the scene of the murder, someone would have to pass by you?
You know your stuff, dearie.
You may begin the testimony. She sure is one hell of an old bag. Witness testimony. Witness's account. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Poor old Hammer and the rest had been doing a run-through there since the morning. I, well, had some errands to run that morning. Anyway, it was 1 o'clock when I got to the guard station. I was at the main gate from then until 5. Now, the murder happened at 2 p.m., right? Interesting to me, because a certain man walked right by me at 2. It was Powers, the man right there, and he was heading towards the studio. You saw the defendant then? Very well. Let's begin with cross-examination. Mr. Wright? Yes, Your Honor. Alright, here we go. See how this witness account holds up. On the day of the murder, I arrived at the guard station at 1 p.m. Objection! Or, hold it, not objection. So up till that time, anyone who wanted to could go into the studio. Well, there wasn't a security guard at the gate, no. But the main gate was locked, dearie. You need an employee keycard to get in. Right. The card key that I have. So what she's saying is that no one who wasn't supposed to be there could get in. Was there anyone at the studios when you arrived at the guard station? Poor old Hammer and the rest have been doing a run-through since the morning. Hold it! Hold it! I said hold it. Yeah. Press. There we go. A run-through? Yeah, Hammer certainly got run through with that spear. They were working out a scene between the Steel Samurai and the Evil Magistrate. They got the basics figured out by noon, and they were going to use the afternoon to practice. Rehearsal was supposed to start at 5. That's why poor old Hammer went to Studio 1 in the afternoon. So Powers was in his dressing room sleeping when he was supposed to be practicing. Talk about a laid-back hero. If there was run through in the morning, why did you only get there afternoon? I, well, had some errands to run that morning. Hold it! Hold it! Hey. Microphone doesn't work on this thing when it needs to. What kind of errands? Oh, well, you know. No, I don't know. Answer the question! Actually, I was watching poor Hammer and Powers. Observing, you know? Observing? Weren't you supposed to be at the guard station? Whippersnapper! I told you I locked the gate, didn't I? I did my job! I'm not sure why your boss would see it that way. Anyway, I always watch Hammer's run-throughs. Always. Never missed one in all my years. Wow. I want to see a Steel Samurai run-through, too. You could quit being a spirit medium and take up guard duty. Not a bad idea. Anyway, it was 1 p.m. when I got to the guard station. Because you were already there. Did you see the victim then? Did I see poor old Hammer? Nope. He'd already gone to the studio before I got back to the guard station. Tell us what happened next. I was at the main gate from then until 5. So you were watching there the whole time? No breaks? Not even a second? Of course! I'm a professional, you know, and yet it took you that long to get to the guard station. Or are you criticizing how I do my job, whippersnapper? No, it's just, after seeing you eat those donuts at the guard station yesterday... I can watch the gate and eat donuts at the same time. Snipper-wapper! Snipper-wapper? Old Windbag is losing it, Nick. Why don't you raise an objection? So the witness was on duty through the afternoon the whole time. Very well. What did you see?
Now, the murder happened at 2 p.m., right?
Press everything. How did you know that? It's in the court testimony.
Oh, I have my ways. That overdressed young detective told me. I fed him some donuts, and he talked and talked. If you ask me, that detective isn't cut out for his job.
Poor Detective Gumshoe, getting ratted out by a security guard.
Interesting to me, because a certain man walked right by me at 2 p.m.
Now describe this man for us. 2 o'clock. You're sure?
Sure as spit.
That's a new one. Well, who's the man?
Really, you should try not to get so excited at your age. You might strain something. No, don't get your skivvies all in a bunch. I'll tell you who it was. It was Powers. That man right there, and he was heading toward the studio.
Do you have proof? So you saw Mr. Powers?
That's what I said. Got wax in your ear, sonny?
Nick, this is your chance. Yeah, it's time to pull out the secret weapon.
I'll say it again. It was him.
Okay. Now, it's been so long I forgot what evidence we have, so let's check.
Yes.
The, photo of Powers. Let's see if this works. Objection! No, it's not going to work. I guess me shouting objection is not going to work. There we go. Let me get this straight, old bag, or Miss Old Bag. You've been saying since yesterday you saw Mr. Powers, correct? But you're talking about the man in this photo, aren't you? Just a moment, Mr. Wright. Let me see that photo. What is this, exactly? None other than the Steel Samurai, defender of Neo-Old Tokyo. Miss Oldbag. Is this the Mr. Powers that you saw?
Of course. Didn't your mama teach you any sense, sonny? Anyone can plainly see that's Powers, right?
No, they can't! Well, I mean, I wonder. True, Mr. Powers does play the role of the Steel Samurai. But that doesn't mean Mr. Powers is the Steel Samurai.
I know that. I wasn't born yesterday.
No one in the court is accusing you of that, witness. He's having trouble calling her old bag, apparently. However, you do not have proof that the person in the photo is Mr. Will Powers, do you?
Nosy old man. Of course I have proof.
What? Huh? Even Edgeworth is surprised? The prosecution would like to ask the witness, please, make known all your information in your possession ahead of time.
How was I supposed to know that everyone would be so nosy? You should all be ashamed of yourselves. Anyway, I showed that photo to the young detective. He told me this isn't any good as evidence, pal. He didn't even give it a second look.
Wow, even old Windbag has left Edgeworth speechless. She's good. Let's hear about your proof, then. Alright, let's hear it. The man in the photo. Witness testimony.
I never say anything I don't mean, mind you. That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props, and it was a big mess. Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Now, look at this picture. You can see him dragging his leg. See? Clear as day. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy?
So he sprained his ankle. Very well, Mr. Wright. You may begin your cross-examination. She's got to be hiding something. I'll press her until she squeals. Alright. Let's go, old bag. What you got? Alright. And what exactly do you mean by that?
Whippersnapper!
Hey, I haven't even said anything yet.
I mean, I'm not pointing fingers at anyone behind their backs. Everything I've said is on the straight and narrow. The up and up. Youth today, always whining about each other, pointing fingers this way and that. Don't make an old lady cry.
Mr. Wright! Please, for all our sakes, try not to upset the witness. Okay, Edgeworth. I think Edgeworth has met his match.
That morning, during the run-through of the action scene, I saw Mr. Powers trip and fall. He broke one of the props. It was a big mess.
Alright, which prop was it? He broke a prop?
Sure did. His own samurai spear.
The samurai spear? The murder weapon?
Luckily, I was there with my duct tape to fix it.
This strikes me as a significant detail. Better write this down in the court record. Samurai spear updated to the court record.
Apparently, he sprained his ankle pretty bad. Mr. Power's ankle was badly sprained? Not so bad that he couldn't walk around. He went to his dressing room to rest up after lunch. Thus, the nap. Anyway, I saw him dragging his foot when he walked. Dragging his foot. Okay. You can see him dragging his leg. See? Clear as day.
Are you absolutely sure? Let's take a look at the picture again. So he's walking so strangely because he was injured. It does look like he was dragging his foot.
See? And you didn't trust me. Whippersnapper. That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy?
No, not really. Still, you can't look at this and say that was Mr. Powers. Come on, Edgeworth, what you got? Yes, but only Mr. Powers would have been dragging his leg. He has a point. It does seem quite likely that it was Powers. There's gotta be more to this. I better keep pressing her.
That's how I knew it was Powers. Happy?
What can I press? Well, Nick, find any glaring contradictions? You know, she seems pretty sure that was Powers in the photo. I guess I can just press her and see if I can shake her conviction. Alright, let's skip ahead. Let's press her again, see what she says. That's the same thing. Okay. There's gotta be something in the core record I can use. Card key. Map. Autopsy. Let's present this and see if it does anything. No, that's not it. Nah. Objection overruled. Crap. Okay. Let's present the spear. No. That's not it. Present this again? No. I can't remember what the contradiction here was. It's been so long since I played this game that I completely forgot, which is actually good for a Let's Play, because that means I'm going in kind of blind, but... Dragging his leg. Knew it was Powers. Just press again? No. It's not gonna work. Powers in photo. Press and receive and shake the conviction. Okay. Press this one again. Trip and fall? Yes, and to think he's supposed to be the Steel Samurai. What a laugh. So Power sprained his ankle. I helped him make it better, of course. You helped make it better? I kissed it where it hurt. Let's skip over that part, shall we? Where was the assistant then? Oh, her? She was cleaning backdrops, I think. She didn't know about Power's ankle. You may continue your testimony. Okay, the assistant didn't know. Did a run-through of the scene. Who was present at the run-through? Well, let's see. There was Powers, he's the Steel Samurai. The poor old Hammer, the evil magistrate. And me. What exactly were you doing? Observing. Just observing. What about the assistant? Oh, she was off moving backdrops and such. So she didn't see the run-through. Okay. You never mean anything you don't... You never say anything you don't mean. Nah, same thing. Okay. Okay. Use all power strip and fall. Broke one of the props. Broke a prop? Yeah, okay, the samurai spear. So... I think we've heard enough. Haven't we, Your Honor? Well, there's one thing that bothers me. Which is... Where is the Steel Samurai costume now? Actually, well, we couldn't find it. We're looking, though. Anyway, that's not important. The witness did see the Steel Samurai yesterday. And it's clear that the person in the steel samurai suit was Mr. Will Powers. I suppose that's alright. Are you sure, Your Honor? Object. Hold it right there. We keep talking about possibilities, but we have to agree that this photo shows the steel samurai. Nowhere in this photo can we see Mr. Will Powers. The defense has a point. I also wonder if someone else not caught on camera could have killed Mr. Hammer. We have to consider that a possibility also. Edgeworth is plotting something. But allow me to remove that doubt from your mind, Your Honor. Will the witness please continue her testimony?
No need to ask twice.
Alright. The witness account continued.
The time before Hammer's death was 2:30 p.m., true? The only person I saw go to the studio before then was Will Powers. No one else went there. If they had, I would have seen them.
So if no one else went to the studio, then it would have to be this steel samurai who did it. Mr. Wright, you may cross-examine the witness. Alright, press. How'd you know that?
Didn't I just explain? I gave donuts to the young detective. And then, after some rubbish about being a secret pal, he told me everything.
I see Detective Gumshoe shares his fellow officer's fondness of donuts.
The only person I saw go to the studio was Mr. Will Powers.
Okay. Are you absolutely sure?
Oh, quite, Sonny. Nobody suspicious looking passed by at all.
Nobody suspicious looking except for the steel samurai.
No one else went there.
What about before you got to the guard station?
You mean before 1 o'clock? Why, everyone was in the employee area before then. And I locked the main gate so that no one else could get in. Not to mention, if they had, I would have seen them.
Are you sure? Edgeworth, calm down. The witness has answered the question. Anyone going into the studio had to pass by the witness.
That's right, Sonny. You let him have it, edgy boy.
Edgy boy? Old windbag sure has balls, or, well, you know what I mean. Old windbags have a way of skipping over important details, after all. Or for that matter, entirely forgetting them. How convenient. Something for you to look forward to, perhaps? Okay, so... no one else went there. You would have seen them. Time of death, 2:30. There's the map. See if this works. No, that's not it. Dang it, I'm down to one chance. Let's see if presenting this card key does anything. Wasn't this... Yeah, it's for the dressing room. Retrieved from the dressing room. Grants entrance to the studio. No, that's not it. I failed. I'm gonna have to come back and do this again. Okay. Well, I screwed this up, so we'll be back in just a second. Okay, there's gotta be something here I can use to press her. She knows about that. She only saw Miss Powers go through. No one else went in. I think the map is supposed to be used somewhere. Autopsy. Spear. Photo Powers, a guide map. You would have seen them. I think I already tried the map, so what else can I use? Yeah, actually, let's examine the map for a minute. Okay. It's the only way to get to Studio 1 or 2. Try presenting the photo here and see if that does anything. Ah, there we go. Presenting the photo did it. Wow. Hold on. Look at this photograph one more time. This photograph was taken by the camera at the gate for the studios, correct?
Yes, sir, Sonny.
So whenever anyone passes by here, it automatically takes a picture?
And here I thought you didn't know your head from a hole in the ground.
Right. Anyway, it's also true that the computer at the guard station records all security cam data.
Oh, you know, if you wanted to work at the studio, we might have an opening.
It's a that very computer printed out this photo. The note on the back says the photo is printed with words, October 15th, 2 p.m., photo number 2.
Even I know that means it's taken at 2 p.m. on October 15th. Really, Sonny?
Actually, I knew that too. The issue here is the bit where it says photo number 2.
Photo number 2?
The computer only held data for one photo that day. Don't you think that's odd? Shouldn't this photo be photo number 1 if it's really the only photo? Order! Order! Please tell the court what this means, Mr. Wright. Actually, that's what I wanted to ask the witness. The evidence shows that not one, but 2 people went to the studio that day. Yet, there's only data for one of the photos. Who could have erased the data for the other photo? Only someone with access, the security lady herself.
Eh? Watch your mouth, whippersnapper! The only person I saw coming in that day was Powers.
But the camera on the gate fired twice. That means 2 people went by.
Well, yes. That's what it would seem to mean.
Can the witness explain this to the court?
I don't understand these newfangled computer things. Anti-boy, help!
Huh? Believe me, I want to, but I don't know what this means either.
Some help you are. You're a whippersnapper, too. Whippersnapper.
Something the matter, Miss Oldbag?
Ah, that's right. I just remembered something.
Let me guess. Someone else passed by the gate. Someone other than the Steel Samurai?
Well, yes, I suppose you could put it that way.
I see. Your testimony, please. The other person. Who is this other person? Let's find out.
Every day after I finish my guard duties, I have one other important job to do. I go through the photos recorded on the security camera and check them. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see? Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day.
Miss Oldbag, this is the first I've heard of this.
Well, of course, Sonny. I've only just remembered it.
Right. Anyways, Mr. Wright, please begin your cross-examination. Well, I'd say this is a turn for the unexpected, but I kind of expected this. Okay, well, who was this other person? Alright. Another job?
That's right. I checked all the people that passed by the main gate that day. I look closely at every one of the photos that the security camera takes.
Did you back up all of the security camera data?
Well, they keep telling me to, yes. But those computers are just so frustrating. I throw out any photos that aren't suspicious looking, you see?
What do you define as suspicious looking? How exactly do you determine what isn't suspicious?
Oh, you can tell by looking at their faces, for the most part.
For the most part? This is a murder trial, Miss Oldbag.
Well, I didn't touch that suspicious-looking Will Powers photo, did I?
I think she's missing the point.
Come to think of it, now I remember throwing out one photo that day.
Well, who was in that photo? That's the question. Who the heck was in that photo you erased?
A fanboy.
Fanboy?
Steel Samurai fanboys. Real freaks, if you ask me. They get information about rehearsals from gosh knows where. They're always hanging about. There was one that day.
Wait a second. Didn't you just say no one else could get in? I locked the main gate so no one could get in. Those were your words.
Well, if you must know, there's a drain that goes to the employee area. The grate had been loose for a while. It leads outside, and well, that's where they come in from.
They come in through the drain?
I told you they were freaks. Oh, and they're kids. Children. Whippersnappers.
Kids? So, the only photo that you erased
was a boy. Probably second or third grade.
What? Order! Order! Let me get this straight. You saw 2 people pass by the gate on the way to the studios that day. One was a Steel Samurai dragging his leg. The other was a boy who looked about second or third grade?
Oh, yes. Well, we see his type there every day. Can't stop him. Can't catch him.
A boy in second or third grade? I assume it would be hard, if not impossible, for a young boy to wield this samurai spear? Impossible, I think. It's quite heavy.
Right. As I said, I didn't pay him much mind. That's why I erased the data.
Nick, what's going on? I mean, the boy was there. That makes him a suspect. Yeah, and they're already trying to unsuspect him. The court will take a 5-minute recess. I want the defense and the prosecution to consider the new information. And no forgetting vital information this time. October 18th, 11:08 a.m. District Court Defendant Lobby, number 3. And that's actually where we're going to put a pin on things. Okay, yeah, sorry that I was really sucking it up that time. It's been so long since I played this game, I forgot what actual evidence I'm supposed to use. I kind of forgot what the details of the case I was on right now. Literally picked this up right after, just like right where I left off. And I remember the gist of the case, but I couldn't remember all the information and all the tiny details and all that. But we're back with this. I am going to be continuing this because I like this game and I really want to do the next couple games in the series. But, yeah, that's where we're going to put a pin on things for now. We'll pick up right here whenever we come back. This has been Blade Cross EXE, part of Flashing Blades Productions. Thank you all so much for watching, and tune in next time. Peace out.